All right, we're here with head football coach Esposito, Nate Couturier, and Jetari Tatum. Guys, congratulations, 41-7 win. Coach Esposito, talk about the preparation coming into this week and how this win feels for you guys.
Well, I think the biggest thing was, after playing a tough game the week before, we were banged up a little bit, and we got guys healthy throughout the week, and the guys did an unbelievable job with the energy on the sideline, the energy in practice, and they played hard. And they played hard last week, and they did it again this week, and good things happen when we play hard. We're so young that we're to the point where we can control our effort, we can control our attitude, we can control what we know. And the guys have done a great job. They answered the bell every day this week. It was really awesome to be their coach.
Now, a month into the season, what are you seeing from this team that surprised you? I know coming in there was a lot of unknowns. You wanted to be competitive and everything, but you guys have come out here and had two big wins and then another super close loss. I guess, kind of, what are you seeing from your team that is surprising you?
For me, nothing's really surprising me. I am pleased with the way they're maturing. We challenge them all the time with a young team, and when you play with young guys, and they'll tell you, I challenge them on becoming men and how to handle their business and being a professional. And they've really done that the last week in practice and preparation. Friday night, sometimes when you play home games at our level, you don't go to a hotel and you can't corral them. When we're on the road, we can corral them, we control when they eat, we control when we meet, we control when they go to bed. And they did a really good job, as you can see, of handling their business. I challenged them last night in our team meeting, and they did a great job about it.
What did you see this game that, when it's that kind of score, it's hard to, as a fan, to sit there and say, like, oh, they did something wrong. But what are you guys still working on? What are you taking from today's win?
Well, obviously we'll have to watch the film, but some things that jumped out at me is just some different personnel subgroups on defense. We were kind of guys running in and out late. We got to clean that up. Same thing on offense. And I think with young guys, to keep guys focused all the time, they've got to stay focused. And when you lose focus for a half a second, that's when they need you the best. So I just feel like some of our sub-personnel groups have got to be good. Our PAT field goal team has got to get better. We let up a block late, and we're taking guys out and putting different guys in. So some guys haven't repped it as much, and I have to do a better job as a coach preparing the guys in that aspect of it. But some things are really good, like we talked about. Penalties. I don't know how many penalties we had. Today we had 5 for 49. I think that puts us at 18 on the whole year for a young team. That, to me, you asked, like, what am I surprised about? That's probably one of the most things I'm proud about, is we're not a super penalized team. We don't get a bunch of flags. And with a young team, that just tells you how mature these guys really are.
And then, Nate, I guess you scored on a circus catch, it seemed like, down in the corner, a short screen that you took to the house, and then you got behind the defense and got caught. What were you seeing from them? Was that part of the game plan coming in, thinking you could have a big game?
Yeah, that was part of the game plan. We come in each week with a different game plan, and we just work hard all week. And it all starts with, like, the O-linemen, the quarterbacks. Without all them guys, we can't make plays, so it all starts with them too.
Okay.
Nate, how about you? At the first quarter kind of goes back and forth, but that touchdown really seemed to spark not only the offense but the defense. Talk about that catch in particular and how that played out for you.
It was a wheel route. Saw the ball in the air, and I saw I was getting close to the sideline, so I did whatever I could just to keep my toes in bounds and just come down with the ball.
And Jetari, you guys had 5 turnovers, or caused 5 turnovers. How big was it today to cause those 5 turnovers and build on momentum throughout the game and win big?
I think it was great for us. Coach always says, he tells us to come to the game, our goal is to get 4 turnovers, and I think that was what we did. That was in our minds. It was just get the 4 turnovers, and it helped us with the score.
You guys really seem to put a little more pressure on the quarterback than in past weeks. Was that an emphasis coming into this game in practice?
It's always an emphasis.
Yeah.
It's always get to the quarterback. It all starts up front. That's a big thing Coach emphasizes. It starts up front, and it gives us momentum for the rest of the game.
I think a defensive lineman's dream is to have an interception, perhaps, and that was quite a catch by you. Talk about that play a little bit.
It was a play where I was designed to drop back in the coverage. A couple plays before that, I was close, and then I kind of looked up, and it seemed close, so I just reached my hands in the air, and it was there. Grabbed it, came down with it. Took off.
That was his linebacker days in high school. He was a linebacker. He came here as a linebacker,
right.
But that summer before he got here, he ate a little bit.
Too much.
So now we put his hand down, and he's really doing a good job for us.
You know, Coach, you only have 144 yards of offense. What an impressive display by your defense. How do you build on that as you enter the next week against Arizona Christian?
Well, I think the biggest thing is part of the reason why we've had that 144 yards, and the biggest reason, if you look at time of possession, like our offense held the ball for a long time, and there were some things that they did in order for our defense to be fresh, and they did that. They did a great job. Special teams did a great job. I think again, the guys they played really, really hard. Like we're going to watch the film. There's going to be missed assignments. There's going to be some missed tackles, but they played really hard. And again, I challenge our guys every week. Effort. We talk about it, effort and toughness, and those are things that we try to do as much as we can. And it's really showed for us. We talk about when you get the turnovers, you play with great effort, and that's what the guys did today. It was really good.
Now, Jetari, right before that blocked field goal, I looked at one of the other cameramen. We both said at the same time, they're going to block this and return it. Is there a point in the game where you guys are rolling that well, you got that momentum that you just feel, I guess, invincible, or that, everything's going your way?
Well, yeah. Right before the field goal, I looked at Robert, the guy I'm lined up next to, and he's like, let's go get it. And we looked at the guy, and it was just, we knew it was right there. It was time to go get it, and it happened.
I think Coach Lynch does a great job with scouting their PAT field goal team. There's been a couple times this year where we've been really, really close, and he's done an awesome job at getting our guys in the right position, giving them a bunch of different looks. So he's been really good with that.
How important was it, Coach, to, after playing well on the road for 2 straight weeks, to get back home and get this first home win in team history?
It's great. It's good for the school. It's good for our administration. It's good for our kids. It's good for our families. It's good for the community. I think the biggest thing is there's a lot of people that have done a lot of things to get us to where we are right now. And our kids are blessed and they're fortunate. And the appreciation that we show sometimes is very miscued by it. Everyone looks at it as just wins and losses, and we won today, so it shows some appreciation there, which we're super grateful about what we have.
And in this first year, when you have kind of a mixed schedule, do you take more away from a D2 school that you're beating and the next level you're going to be competing as compared to NAIA?
I don't think we take more away from it just being our first year. Like we talked about it midway through the third quarter, like, hey, when do we get these young guys in to get reps? And we probably held our guys in a little bit longer than we normally would a year from now, just because we haven't had that many reps. So any team that we play, it's another opportunity for us to compete. We've never competed yet, so we won't take anything more or less. Maybe at the end of the year we'll look at it, hey, this was a Division II team, but for us, every team we play is the same deal. We try and win.
You guys with 248 rushing yards, and Jacob Jeter with 92 of those rushing yards. He came in off the bench and had a 43-yard run right away. How is it important to be physical and have that kind of advantage in the rushing game?
I mean, it goes back to what you talked about, the 144 yards letting up on defense. When you can run the football, you control the football game. There's not a lot of things you can do as a defense if you're just getting hit in the mouth and running the ball. And our offensive line coach and the offensive coaches and Coach Casula preach about it all the time. Toughness, run the football, and then it opens everything else up for you. And that's what they did today. That's something that we talk about all the time.